Hey YouTubers, welcome back to my series Going to the Country. Today I wanted to talk to you about my Kubota L175 tractor. I just picked this up last February and I've had a chance to use it now a little bit and I'm really happy with it. Took a little bit of getting used to. You know, it's pretty small and it's pretty light, but I'm really happy with it. Before I get going, let's just look at some of the basic stats on this little tractor. So right off the bat, I didn't have a lot of money to spend, and I was looking around, and the first tractor I looked at was a full-size Ford. I think it was the FN3000 with a front-end loader. I wanted to get a tractor with a front-end loader, and it was really big. And actually, the reason the guy was selling it was because he had a smaller tractor and he preferred it. He found in a smaller acreage like I have here, 7 acres. With outbuildings and things like that that I have to maneuver around. He liked the smaller tractor better. And once I started thinking about it and looking around, I realized I probably wanted a smaller tractor as well. And that's how I ended up going with this little Kubota L175. The price was right. I found it used up here in Canada for $2,500 and it needed a bit of work, but the price was right. Of course, what I was sacrificing was I wasn't getting a 4-wheel drive. I was only getting the 2-wheel drive. But I found with the proper counterweight that that's working fine for me. I'll talk about the counterweight a little bit in a few minutes here. Like I said, when I bought it, the seller warned me before I even looked at it that the hydraulics were tired. The bucket was really moving really slow, and the 3-point hitch. And I thought worst case scenario a pump. So I thought, okay, I factored that into the price and figured if that's what I had to do, that's what I would do. I had a tractor mechanic look at it, a local tractor mechanic. He's an interesting character. I think a lot of mechanics would have just automatically gone for the pump because there wasn't visual signs of a leak anywhere. You couldn't see any hydraulic fluid leaking from any of the lines. I think a lot of mechanics would have just gone right to the pump and replaced the pump. My mechanic noticed that when the tractor was running, that the pump was getting warm, and that told him that there was air getting into the pump. Sure enough, he took the pump off. There's a couple of O-rings where it attaches to the motor, and one of them was squished. He had one on his box of tricks, changed that up, put the pump back on, problem fixed. So there you go. Before you just change that pump, you might want to have a look and make sure the connections are, the O-rings are okay, and you know, before you spend all that money on a new pump. So the other thing the seller warned me about was the counterweight. That because of that heavy bucket on front, I'm not sure how much that bucket weighs, 400 pounds, 300 pounds. It's pretty heavy. He warned me that the tractor needed a counterweight, so you know I factored that in as well. And the first thing I tried was the garbage pail, and by my calculations, I had calculating at 150 pounds per square foot of concrete. I figured I had about 200 pounds in that original counterweight, and it just wasn't enough. Last winter, after I first got the tractor, we did have some more snow, and I tried to do a bit of plowing, etc. And it was a no-go. It was a no-starter. I would get moving just a little bit, and it would be spinning and stuck, and I was also just learning how to use the tractor. So that was a bit of a challenge too. So this past summer, I wanted to add more weight. I tried a few different things, and so I tried this. The top, this is a section of a 45-gallon drum, about an 8-inch section. I sunk some rebar into the original cement counterweight. I anchored in the original cement counterweight. Placed this on top, poured the cement on there. I'm thinking I got maybe another 200 pounds in there, so I'm looking at maybe 400 pounds, 450, I'm not sure, of cement. While I was at it, I attached my winch so that if I'm stuck, I can pull myself out backwards. I do get stuck in this thing even in the summer. The extra weight's really helping. And I've got an extra battery in here. It's an extra car battery that I thought I would just throw in there to make it easy. So let's see how the tractor performs with this extra weight. We've got some wet, sticky snow. It's a nasty day out here in the west coast of Canada on December 28th, 2017. Wet, sticky, slippery snow. So let's see how we can do in this wet snow. Last year I wouldn't have been able to probably get off the place where I'm parked right now. So let's see how we make out with this extra weight. So that's a lot better than it was. A lot better. It's night and day. I'm still not going to be plowing a foot of wet, heavy snow with this, but it's a lot better. I think I'd probably be able to do a little bit of plowing. I have looked for chains for these tires. I haven't found any yet. Brand new ones are quite expensive. I've been looking for a used set, and I'll keep looking for a set of chains as well. So just a little bit of a brief demo there. You're not going to be clearing big stumps, stuff like that. But for small bush, lighter stuff, once you get the hang of it, you can actually do quite a bit. Not bad. Just a quick demo with a piece of wood. That's a piece of fir, so it's pretty heavy. I've actually moved bigger stuff than that, maple, but that's a pretty big heavy chunk of fir there, and I actually hauled that right out of the bush. And I just wanted to show you out here on the deck, moving it around a little bit, what you can do. So there you go. That's a pretty good chunk of wood. And I actually pulled that about I don't know, 60 feet right out of the bush. Covered it, you know, I just dropped it this morning. I dropped it because it's dead. It's on its way out. But that's a pretty good chunk of wood with that little tractor. And I should also mention that my neighbor, She's not here anymore. He had a four-wheel drive Kubota, about the same size as this one, a two-cylinder, about the same size with the front end bucket. I used to hire his kid to come over here and, move the manure pile around and do a little bit of light work like that. And yeah, the four-wheel drive is really awesome. But with this little tractor with that counterweight, it's pretty comparable. That's my opinion, but it's pretty comparable. One of the keys with this thing is with the size. I'm not in a big hurry when I'm working with it, when I'm clearing a bit of land or doing something. And, it's not going to be as fast or as powerful as a big tractor, obviously. So, you have to sort of, you're going to be a little bit slower than a big tractor. The other thing I've really noticed, it's my first tractor, and I've had it, like I said, I bought this last February, and I'm starting to get used to what it can do and what it can't do and how to make it work. Now, I'm a better operator than I was just less than a year ago, and that's really helping me as well. But it's a great machine. It's a Kubota. It's early 70s. It's got some hours on it, but it still works well, and it's certainly doing everything that I'm asking it. So highly recommend it if you find one and you find one that's in decent shape. I'd highly recommend it. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Check out my other videos. I've got links up here to other videos on going to the country, as well as my website, Vancouver Island Documentaries, things I've been working on since '95. Check that stuff out. You might find something you like. But in the meantime, cheers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.